My family and I started the Josh Anderson Foundation in 2012, 3 years after my youngest brother Josh died by suicide. He was just 17 years old and he had his whole life ahead of him. He was a pretty reserved kid, but he would always come in with a well-timed joke. He was also a phenomenal athlete. He played high school football and lacrosse. He was facing a lot of stressors at school at the time of his death, but he had a lot of external resources. My parents were very engaged. He was seeing a professional counselor. He had a large group of friends, a girlfriend. What he didn't have was the internal resource to feel empowered to talk openly and honestly about what he was really thinking, what he was really feeling. That became our North Star, equipping teens with mental health knowledge, resources, and education so that they can seek help for themselves when they're in time of need. And we've stayed true to this mission 10 years later. In these 10 years, we have provided mental health support to over 150,000 teens nationwide. We wouldn't have been able to do this without the dedication of our growing staff, every single volunteer who's helped us along the way, and every partner and donor who's provided us with the capacity in order to reach these many teens with critical mental health resources.
It is important for my school to have an Our Minds Matter club because it creates a safe space that creates a community and sort of like a family.
One of the things that I remember from Our Minds Matter when I was in high school was just being able to erase the stigma around mental health by just being there for each other.
It's really taught me how to be kind to myself and be in touch with myself before I necessarily try to help others, because that's very important.
In 2016, we launched our proprietary and innovative club model, Our Minds Matter, and in 2020, changed our name to unify our efforts. Since then, we've supported 17 schools from Fairfax County, Virginia, to almost 130 schools nationwide with this club model. In the Washington, D.C. metro area, we've grown to be the leading provider of adolescent peer-to-peer mental health programming. Through our innovative and grassroots approach, students lead their mental health clubs and provide opportunities for connection among their peers and their student body. They also work to increase help-seeking behavior, positive coping skills, and pro-social skills, all of which are evidence-informed to increase mental wellness and decrease the risk of suicide. Our Minds Matter clubs have typically run in high schools, yet in the 2021-22 school year, we piloted our middle school program. And this school year, we've seen it expand as this younger generation of students have been wanting and needing this type of mental health support. It's amazing to see so many dedicated and passionate teens running their Our Minds Matter clubs at their schools. Really, we just provide the platform and the resources for them to be able to make a difference within their school community. They're the ones who are working on the ground every day to impact their peers.
One of the biggest things I learned from being an Our Minds Matter club leader is that I can't pour into other people when my cup is empty. So I had to pour into myself first before I can pour into others.
So my hope for the future about mental health in general and Our Minds Matter is that more people can share their stories about their mental health journeys, because it will encourage others to do the same thing, which reduces stigma.
We know that our program works. Based on previous evaluations, the more a student is involved in their Our Minds Matter club, the better their mental health outcomes are. In fact, in the 2021-22 school year, 88% of students surveyed reported that Our Minds Matter had a positive effect on their mental health.
It was a place for all of us to speak about what we're going through, but to also make it a safe space for all of us to be there. While it was either, cheering each other on or crying with each other when times were hard.
In December 2021, the U.S. Surgeon General issued a rare public advisory warning on the youth mental health crisis. Suicide has become the second leading cause of death among youth ages 10 to 24. It is essential for us to provide preventative care that can curtail further serious mental health issues from arising. We have a vision and we have a plan. By 2025, we will support 500 schools with Our Minds Matter clubs.
Our Minds Matter has been very influential in helping me choose psychology as a study path in college and maybe even a career profession.
Today, 10 years after the launch of our foundation, we know that many lives have been saved. Josh's death was not in vain, and his memory continues to live on through all of the teens we help who are just like him to be able to get better, reach out for help, and live fulfilling lives. We thank you for joining us over the past 10 years in our critical mission to save teen lives, and we hope you will join us for the next 10.